Well, hello there. Hello, everyone. Apologies for the late start. I've had a bit of a cafoodle trying to get the game set up on my TV. But we're here. We're live now. And we are ready for Hull City to kickstart their championship campaign for this season away at Coventry. So, before we rack into the game, which is starting in a couple of minutes' time, let's quickly wrap through the lineups for both teams. Coventry City, well, they have a former Hull City man making his full debut for Coventry, that being Carl Rushworth in goal for them. A back line of Van Iwick, Thomas, Kitching, De Silva. Ahead of that, it's Top, Grimes, Sakamoto, Rodoni, Mason Clark, and Thomas Asante up top, of course. The same Brandon Thomas Asante that refused to come to Hull City last summer. Hull City, well, they have a few full debuts in competitive action for Ndala, Lundstrom and Semi Ajayi. Ollie McBurney is on the bench along with Joe Geldhart, who's literally just been announced today, a couple of hours ago. We'll go through the bench in a second, but the lineup for Hull City sees Panda in net, of course. At left back, it's Ryan Giles. Right back, it's Cody Drammer with a centre-back partnership of Charlie Hughes, Semi Ajayi. Head of that, it's John Lundstrom getting his full debut for Hull City alongside Matt Crooks. Ahead of them, it's Regan Slater sitting behind Kyle Joseph. And out on the wide, it's Abu Kamara and Joel Ndala, who gets his full senior debut. So it's not just a full Hull City debut, it's his first full senior football debut for Ndala, who of course impressed quite massively in his little stints in pre-season. The bench for Hull City, well, of course, it's Dylan Phillips as the goalkeeper on the bench, along with Ollie McBurney, who could be coming on as a substitute, John Egan, Joe Geldhart, who re-signed with Hull City on loan today, Akin Famewell, of course, former Sheffield Wednesday centre-half, who signed with Hull City on a free transfer this summer. Youngster Farrell Brown is also joined by youngster Nathan Tinsdale and also Cathal McCarthy. And then Casey Palmer, of course, the former Coventry man, completes Hull City's bench. Appears that Hull City will be going with a 4-2-3-1 to start off with, and we'll see how this sort of plays out. Of course, Crooks and Lundstrom in them holding midfield spots should seem like a quite nice starting point. How are we all doing? And we're back. We are back indeed, Polska. Come on, Michael Baines. Come on indeed. Hello there, Alexander. How are we doing, my friend? Hopefully, we will see the start of what could be a very, very good championship campaign for Hull City. I'm just going to quickly shut my blind because I realise that I look a bit like a ghost. So just bear with me a second and then it will be ready for the championship football. So, blind coming down. And that might be too dark. We will see. How do I look now? There we go. I don't look like I'm ready to become friends with Casper. So, championship football. Charlie Hughes with the captain's armband as he has been named Hull City vice captain. Of course, Louis Cole currently out injured. Well, that means that Charlie Hughes is the captain. So we are ready to face off against the the championship player final runners-up from last season, Frank Lampard's Coventry City. And we are ready to get things going. Robert Madley is the man in the centre of it all. And Hull City kickers underway. Back towards Charlie Hughes, who kicks it long looking for Ndala down the left-hand side. That's cleared by Coventry City. And Lundstrom picks up in the midfield to keep things going for Hull City. Abu Kamara now has it through a Matt Crooks pass out onto the right-hand side. Kamara still fighting quite nicely to keep the ball with him, and it gets it back to Lundstrom, who plays it over to Drammer, Crooks, Drammer, and back towards Semi Ajayi. Semi Ajayi over towards his new centre-back partnership of Charlie Hughes, over towards Ryan Giles. Now, good note about Ryan Giles. He was speaking to the media a little bit ago and stating that Sergei Ikievich has just lifted him with newfound confidence, that he feels like he's back to his old self, of course, after having a bit of a turbulent last season at Hull City and also at Middlesbrough, and of course picking up the injury. Oh, we've got a Coventry fan in the chat. Hopefully the Sky Blues don't come on. But yeah, we love you, City. We do. Oh, City, we love you. You know we're back because we have the Hull City mug glass back here, as Everything's going at the CBS Arena, and that's not the American TV channel. That is the Coventry Building Society Stadium. As Coventry have picked themselves up a bit of a free kick. Not in an overly dangerous area, of course. We'll see if it gets lifted in and if anyone can do damage in the area. Certainly a player to have worthy of note is Rodoni of Coventry City. He seems to be quite a big fan favourite over there, and is in that sort of starting central attacking midfielder role for today's game. Ball's lifted in by Coventry. It's nodded away by Kyle Joseph, I believe. And it's coming back into the area. Nodded away by Charlie Hughes. Kamara's coming running on to try and fight it. It instead skips past him, and Coventry will build an attack through Sakamoto. Sakamoto coming to shoot. Oh! And that's just wide of a diving panda on the near hand post. Just narrowly wide of that bottom left-hand corner. And Sakamoto, well, he has a very, very good strike to start this game off for Coventry. It's brilliantly done there by Sakamoto out on the right wing for Coventry. And he just dances past a few players. Ndala dances past, gets past Kyle Joseph, past Lundstrom, and just cuts the shot in before Regan Slater. And it wasn't a million miles wide of the bottom left-hand corner for Coventry City. So we'll see how Hull City fare in this one. Of course, with the new man Sergei Kirvich, you can't write them off too much with however they line up in this sort of first 45, because we've seen throughout the entirety of pre-season the adaptability for Sergei Kirvich as Charlie Hughes picks up the ball in the midfield, plays it over towards Matt Crooks, back out towards Abu Kamara. Kamara with the ball once again on this right-hand side. Loses it, but Crooks comes back in and picks up quite nicely. But the referee blows for, I believe, handball. And most likely was on Matt Crooks. But nicely done there by Matt Crooks to pick on Abu Kamara's little bit of a mistake where he got the ball taken off him. And if it wasn't for the handball, he was gliding way down that right-hand side and could have put in quite a nice cross to either a Kyle Joseph or an Ndala. Quite nicely done there so far. Of course, let me know what your prediction is for this game, who you think will score, and what you think the score will be. Hopefully, a Hull City win. As the ball just skips away, Brandon Thomas Asante coming charging on, but Charlie Hughes says no, 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 as Evo Panda smothers that ball there. That's all done there by a long kick from Carl Rushworth, who Charlie Hughes misplaces the header on. Brandon Thomas Asante coming charging through, but Hughes does well to recover from that one. Charlie Hughes, who is in technically his first full season of Hull City. Of course, last season he did play the full season, but I think he joined a little bit after it started. But second campaign at Hull City, looking to make it even better than his first campaign, which was a very dominant start. And of course, playing against a side that have made 2 unsuccessful bids for him this summer, or I say this summer, this past week. In the region of about £4 and £7 million. Hull City saying Charlie Hughes is worth around 20 million and that they're not willing to sell, and Hughes seems happy to be here. As Abu Kamara plays 1-2 with Matt Crooks, goes over towards Drama, Lundstrom, Kamara, back to Lundstrom, and Lundstrom will play it back towards Semi Ajay. As Hull City just playing a few nice passes inside the Coventry half as the ball whips out to Ryan Giles on this left-hand side, scooped into the area, just beaten by the first Coventry man that comes to it inside the area before getting to anybody in the new black and a bit of amber affair, we will say. I guess, I know it's the amber and bit of black. There's more amber than black on this Hull City shirt. But something different, something unique. And, I mean, I'm repping it already. I've got mine on. I have got my 2025-26 home shirt on, ready to support the boys as we are 5.5 minutes in at the Coventry Stadium. Oh, and that's a nice ball over the top towards Abu Kamara. Comes chasing on, scoops it back just to try and keep it on a nice play for Hull City. And he wins them a corner to start this game off. Or I should say, to start Hull City's attack off in this game quite nicely. Kamara looking quite nice in these first sort of 5 or so minutes as Hull City will get ready to have a corner taken. It's been Regan Slater to take the corner in front of the around 1,700 strong of Hull City that have made the trip down to Coventry for this game. Hoping to see Sergei Kirvich pick up his first competitive win. And that's a nice little routine there in towards Lundstrom and scooped into the area, just nodded away by Coventry City. But that was a nice little corner routine there from City. And Dala draws the man out by a quick-paced run down towards the byline, leaving Lundstrom open. And if the cross, the over-the-top ball found the head of a Hull City player, well, that one could have been a very, very nice early goal for Hull City through a corner routine that didn't look too bad. One off the training ground, that was, as Carl Rushworth sends one long. That'll go straight back to his former teammate, Ivo Panda. Of course, Rushworth on loan last season for the first half of the season at Hull City before he was recalled by Brighton. He's currently on loan at Coventry. What we saying? Hello, watching the game and your stream. Thank you very much, Offcore. Hope you're enjoying the game and hope you're enjoying the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Either 1-1 or 2-1 to the Tigers. What's your prediction? Where you lot watching the game? It's on Sky Sports Plus. Of course, the new EFL deal. We're 12:30 kickoff on Sky Sports Plus. My prediction, though, still going with my 2-1 win from yesterday's prediction video, if you saw that one. 2-1 win to the Tigers. And hoping to start the season in the right way. But, of course, we are against the Championship runners-up in essence. The player final runners-up of last season. And it will be a tough test to kickstart this season. So we will be happy if we take anything on the road against the side that just narrowly missed out on Premier League football by a penalty shootout against Sunderland. Of course, that same Sunderland side, yes, it's a pre-season friendly, but we beat them 2-1. Of course, that was before they signed Granit Xhaka and a few other names. But still, it was a win pre-season. Cov fan here, and I hope Cov do good this season. But I'm used to watching Matt SB, because also he does live streams. But it's watch along. But I do think Hull are going to win 2-1. But I do hope Coventry wins. So, wow. There we go. Coventry fan thinking Hull City will win. And there's me thinking that the general consensus from outside fans were that Hull City were destined to be bottom of the pack and get relegated. So, thank you very much, Leela. Thanks for tuning into the stream as well. Hope you're having a good day. And hopefully, we can have a good game for both teams here. But in the favour of Hull City, shall we say. Do you stream all the games or just away? I'll stream the away ones. And I try to get as many home ones as I can. If I can't get to the home ones, for whatever reason, I will be live. If I can do. So just stay tuned on the channel. I'll let you know when I'm going live or stuff. But it's, yeah, as Michael said, it's mainly just the away ones. As I am a season pass holder for about 12 to 15 years at Hull City. So I can't remember how long I've been going. The years all blur into one. But Hull City have a breakaway here. Kyle Joseph. Oh, he's offside. And it was saved anyway by Carl Rushworth. But that was nicely done there from City. Slater with the fantastic ball to try and find Kyle Joseph. And he was just offside. That wasn't a million miles off from Hull City. Yeah, he's just off by a couple of strides. Oh, that wasn't a million miles off. It might have actually been Slater with the shot there. It was Crooks in towards Slater, and Slater was just off. I mean, if Slater, credit to Slater for the run on there. But if he left it, I think Ndala would have had it at just behind him. And I think Ndala was onside. So, yeah, a bit of an opportunity gone squandered there. But looking positive stuff there. A different style of a form of attack from City. With Crooks playing the cross ball, the through cross ball almost on the ground from the right wing position. Crooks playing quite a nice role for Hull City. Of course, Crooks has had quite a nice pre-season, playing a bit of a newer role under Sergei Yakirovich, and hopefully that leaks into this season. A 1-1 draw, that's what you're going with, Mexico Rolls. I'll be happy with a 1-1 draw here on the road. I do feel an optimism this season as we have a decent squad and a manager with pedigree. Yeah, the manager is certainly looking good. These games always fall on times when I have my own tournaments. I swear I'm driving 3 hours to a set of games and I'm missing it again. Nothing new this season. Certainly not. Same old, isn't it, Mexico? Is Casey Palmer injured because he used to play for Coventry but then he went to Hull? He's on the bench today, seemingly fallen a little bit down the rankings now that Lundstrom is in, and possibly with the addition of Geldhart and a few other players. But expect him to feature quite a bit for Hull City this season, and maybe even in this game, coming on as a substitute at some point within the most likely second half. As Coventry have themselves attack going, it's Rodoni in and he shoots. Oh, and that's a brilliant block there by Charlie Hughes to block Rodoni's shot on at goal. Fantastically done there by the Hull City skipper in this game. Breakaway there. It's Sakamoto again bringing the attack going for Coventry City. And it's a shot and it's a diving Charlie Hughes to block that one there from Rodoni to stop Coventry going 1-0 up here in the 11th minute. But they do have a corner from this one, so we will see how they fare. Coventry swinging in the corner. It sails over everyone's head. And number 29 for them just picks up at the back byline. Scoops it back over to Grimes, the number 6 for Coventry City, who's looking to try and get something going. It's over to Sakamoto. Sakamoto with Kamara and Crooks down his neck. Plays it back towards Grimes, who's looking to go back towards the centre circle. And he plays a skipping ball over the top, but I mean, that will sail over everyone. Coventry, Hull City, and straight out for an Ivo Panda goal kick. Can you show us the screen you're watching the game on? I can't actually show the game due to copyright rules and all that sort of stuff. So he's just stuck with the old face of mine. Yeah, unfortunate that copyright. That's how you have it. I mean, we're even screwed at the games a bit because we're not allowed to film the ball in play at Hull City games anymore. I think that was it last season that rule came in, maybe season beforehand. So yeah, you've got to be very careful nowadays with the old copyrights because I mean these TV deals, they go for millions and billions, don't they? And I mean this new Sky Sports deal that was done last season. I mean it's kind of ruined the game a little bit, considering all these 12:30 kickoffs and meaning that nearly every game's on TV. But it's good when we're away, maybe not so much when we're at home. So we will see. Hull City do have themselves a free kick here, though. As Brandon Thomas Asante just gets the wrong side there of Charlie Hughes. Frank Lampard wasn't happy with that one as he starts to walk back towards his dugout. It'll be Ivo Panda to take this free kick here, though, for City inside of the penalty area for Hull City. Goes long with it, looking for the head of Matt Crooks to maybe flick it onto Kamara. Doesn't quite happen. It's a bit of head tennis at the moment in the middle of the park between Coventry and Hull. Drama does have it at his feet now, as he plays it back towards Semi Ajayi. Ajayi looking for a through ball to try and find someone charging on from Hull City. It just skips past everyone and back towards Carl Rushworth, who is outside of his penalty area. Just looking for an option here. So everyone's just looking to see what he's doing. Plays it over towards one of his centre halves in Thomas. Back towards Rushworth. This one over towards Kitchen. It's a little bit of a pass and play sort of situation going with the Coventry defence as it's back over towards Thomas. He'll charge forwards now for Coventry City. Scooping ball going over towards the left-hand side for Coventry. It's taken down there by Mason Clark. It's back towards Grimes. And Coventry will look to try and get themselves going again as the ball's with Thomas for Coventry. Looking to go down this right-hand side. It's with Sakamoto. He plays an infield pass. And this Sakamoto certainly seems like a player to watch out for in this game. Certainly has had probably the best strike of the game so far. I mean, if it's the only strike of the game so far. And it seems to be a bit of a problem maker down the right-hand side as Coventry have themselves a throw-in deep in the Hull City half. As which they're struggling to find out who's going to take the throw-in. He'll instead be the number 27, Van Iwick. How did the police filming in a big crowd? It's not so much the filming, it's more the uploading the filming to YouTube in the vlogs and stuff. So, yeah. I mean, it's fine to film the game and stuff if it's just for your personal sort of records almost, as Panda punches away from that long throw in there. Shot coming in, driven by, I think it was Grimes or Sakamoto there for Coventry, as they're trying to keep the pressure on here towards Hull City. It's coming in, it's headed by Regan Slater. And Coventry will look to go back towards Carl Rushworth to rebuild their attack. Abu Kamara comes charging down towards Carl Rushworth. Certainly looking a bit of a better state of Abu Kamara in this game so far. Yes, we're 16 minutes in, can't take it too much, but from what I've seen so far, seems to be a better format of a Abu Kamara than the one that we saw at points last season. And it's Rodoni now for Coventry. Yeah, so it's more the distribution, if you want to call it that, the uploading of said footage to YouTube. And it's not so much that's the copyright sort of thing. It's I believe the official statement that we were given was that you'll get a stadium ban if you upload the footage. So I'm not one to try and get a stadium ban for the team that I support and love. So I'll adhere to the rules, and I've got my own workaround ways and stuff. And yeah, we do what we can. Right, thankfully no Louis Carl. Hopefully he's retired. He's just injured, picked up that hamstring injury over in Turkey, but yeah, no Louis Carl in this one. Would you say both sides have settled in now? We're 15 minutes in. Yeah, fairly so. Coventry is certainly now trying to apply a bit more pressure, as they've got one coming into the box now. It's saved though there by Ivo Panda, straight at his hands there by Coventry. So yeah, both sides settled in. Not looking too bad. I'm playing a Hull City career mode with the same squad. We just beat QPR 3-2 up the Tigers. Lovely stuff. Love it, Michael. My dad is there in the crowd in the Coventry Stadium with my little brother, but he's a massive Cov fan. And in our old house, before we moved house, in the downstairs toilet, there was Cov tops everywhere. Oh dear, not Coventry City tops. We want Hull City tops. Got you indeed. How do we know what day we would find out about the embargo appeals? We was meant to find out yesterday, and then there's more legal technicality stuff to be signed off and things. So presumably at some point within this next week, certainly within the next few days, I would presume. I expect it may be a case of Monday or Tuesday. So we'll wait and see on that one. Of course, I'll have it all up to date when it all gets revealed. So yeah. Coventry certainly applying the pressure though to Hull City's defence here in the first sort of stretches of this game, coming into the 19th minute now. And it will be another long throw from the number 27 Van Iwick of Coventry City in a very similar position to the one that he just had a few moments ago. Oh, thanks. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed indeed. And it will be Van Iwick to get the long throw going. Shades of Rory Delap in towards the area, headed away by Matt Crooks. Trying headed away by Endalit. Sakamoto to Abu Kamara. A bit of tennis going on in the D outside of the area. But Coventry City will have a ball rifled towards Thomas. It's Rodoni shot! And that one's just wide of the right-hand post. I believe he got a deflection as the keeper is calling for a corner. Rodoni's cheering on the Coventry City fans behind Panda in the goal. So it's shot, and it's once again blocked by Charlie Hughes. I mean, he's become a problem for Rodoni's had two shots that on target that could have possibly been resulted in goals, and Charlie Hughes has denied both of them efforts. So Hughes making a good claim for the start of his time as Hull City vice captain, of course, captain in this game, as Panda nicely collects the ball after it being headed towards the goal from that corner. Of course, Panda in the new Hull City goalkeeper kit, and also his new haircut as well. Get in, watch-alongs are back. They are indeed, Tab. You all, welcome back, my friend. How we doing? We are back for this new championship campaign. It's once again Matt Crooks. He's charging away down that right-hand side, trying to keep the ball and also work the ball back. I mean, I want to know what Matt Crooks has done. Has he had his Weetabix this morning? Because it certainly seems like it. Oh, he's got himself some new boots that might have some rockets in or something, because he's just running all over the shop here. Shades of George Honeyman back when he was at Hull City. Certainly a new lease of life to Matt Crooks this season. Certainly different to the role that we saw him in last season. I mean, we saw him for a couple of months last season. He was one of the January editions last year. Or this year, sorry. And over the summer, certainly under Sergei Kievich, he's completely flipped it all around, hasn't he? As Hull City have themselves a throw-in inside of their own half. Mason Clark seems a bit baffled by that one on a commentary standpoint, but it will be Cody Drammer to take the throw-in for Hull City. Quite deep inside their own half. Coventry still positioning themselves in quite an aggressive manner, even though Hull City do have the throw-in. Not wanting Hull City to get out of their own half here, as they do pick up another throw-in here. Yeah, so it's certainly a very interesting tactical standpoint for Coventry. Very aggressive. Wonder if this aggressiveness will remain throughout the entire game, as their sort of key standpoint at the moment is to try and keep the pressure going and stop Hull City from getting out of their own half, as Ivo Panda will try and do that with a long ball. Doesn't quite find Ndala out on the left. It instead finds Van Iwick, who will play it back towards Thomas to Rushworth, and then over towards Kitching for Coventry City, as they try and work an attack up their left-hand side between their left back and the left winger. But it'll end up going back towards their defensive partnership of Kitching and now Grimes coming back to play a bit more of a back three situation, allowing their wing-backs to progress a bit further up. And doing so, Thomas plays it over to Van Iwick. Iwick over towards Rodoni. Rodoni towards Thomas. And Darla and Kyle Joseph just looking to apply the pressure a bit more here on Coventry, as Ryan Giles just taps out of play there to stop that attack building up down the left-hand side with Sakamoto. It will be Torp. Oh, sorry, not Torp. It will be Van Iwick now to take the throw-in for Coventry. Torp will get the ball and play it back to Van Iwick, and they play a 1-2 there. Torp now looking to shape one into the area. It does find Brandon Thomas Asante. He's got Semi Ajayi down his back. Regan Slater comes in, a leaving leg. He went down to the deck looking for maybe a penalty. The referee says no, get up, get up, get up. And Coventry City still have possession of the ball here, looking to keep the pressure applied here, as it's out on the left-hand side with Coventry. Looking to shape one in the area. Abu Kamara and Cody Drammer holding off the efforts for now, as they look to shape one into the area. Blocked by Abu Kamara. Back towards Drammer and over to Lundstrom, to Semi Ajayi. And Matt Crooks just stumbles over his feet a little bit. Coventry get the possession, but they just play it straight back towards Charlie Hughes. Over towards Giles. And Giles sends it long, looking for a Kyle Joseph. Joseph just chesters it down, but the referee does blow for a free kick. I believe there was a little bit of a push from Joseph onto one of the Coventry defenders. A little look back at the penalty claim there. Bit of a lingering leg there by Regan Slater. He did. Oh, I don't actually. That might have actually been a penalty. I don't think it was strong enough claim for a penalty, but certainly there was a lingering leg, and I'm not sure if he got all of the ball on it. So, yeah, maybe a lucky escape there as Hull City get a ball going long towards Abu Kamara, but that one is far too long and advantageous for Abu Kamara to run onto. Are we doing all? Cov fan here. Can't wait till we sign that Hughes. He's boss. You're not getting your hands on our Charlie Hughes. Certainly not. Up the Tigers. Come on, Cov. No, do not come on, Cov. Where I'm winning. Oh, we are winning. No, you're not. You're currently drawing. Hashtag Regan Slater. Hashtag Regan Slater indeed. One of the best things to come out from Hull City this summer. Hashtag Regan Slater, of course, done by a very good friend, Glimpse. As Charlie Hughes now has the ball for City. Looking to try and get over towards not Regan Slater, to Ryan Giles. Got Regan Slater on the mind now, as he's blocked there a bit by Sakamoto, but still picks up the ball and plays it back towards Hull City's defensive lineup. It seems like Lundstrom may be playing the role that we saw Matt Crooks playing in the summer. That sort of deeper role, coming back to drop into a back three to allow the wing-backs to play as a wing-backs rather than full-backs. As Giles chases down this left-hand side into the area. Shot by Regan Slater, deflected. Claimed maybe for a handball in the area. Wasn't given. And Hull City have themselves a throw-in. But that was a very nice effort. Once again, Giles with the very, very intelligent cross into the area. Shades of the old Giles when he was back at Middlesbrough, banging in double-figure assists in the Championship. Fantastically done there. And a pouncing Regan Slater into the area, looking to bring it on the volley to get it into the back of the net, and just deflected by a Coventry City man in the box. So, I mean, Regan Slater, he's looking shades of old Regan Slater now. As Matt Crooks just, not sure what happens there, maybe a misfired pass. Sort of just kicks out of play, and so Coventry City will have themselves a throw-in. But nicely done, partnership there between Giles and Slater. And I've got to say, I'm impressed with hashtag Regan Slater so far. My dad's a Leeds fan. Oh dear, I'm very, very sorry, Tab. I'm very, very sorry. I think they meant Wrexham are 1-0 up in Sunderland. Oh, right. Wrexham are winning. Right, yes, thank you for that. Sorry. Yes, okay. Wrexham are winning. Well, there you have it. Who scored the goal? Was it... it was Josh Windass with the penalty. Very interesting. Of course, Windass, formerly of Sheffield Wednesday. And I mean, we won't even go into the situation that Sheffield Wednesday are in, because they're playing this weekend, but then aren't the players meant to be going on a strike or not going to the game for the next one because they haven't been paid and stuff? So, yeah, very interesting situation with Sheffield Wednesday. And I mean, it's a Yorkshire rival, albeit, but you don't wish that upon anyone, any team. I mean, we've had our fair share of troubled owners in the past. I mean, hopefully we're working out of the issues that we've had this summer with the embargo fee restrictions and all that sort of stuff. I think Lampard will use his Chelsea link, so you'll get some very good options. Yeah, certainly seems like he might be open towards that. And I mean, Chelsea have quite an expansive youth setup at the moment with their with what Todd Bowley sort of brought in for them. Lots of high-valued young players, so maybe could be good for them to tap up that sort of market. Of course, as loans go, a lot of loan, especially Premier League loan players, don't really go until sort of the last week of the deadline. Right, what else were we saying? Earlier, I know, but what are your hopes for Hull this season? As I said in my prediction video for the Championship and Hull City this season, mid-table would be absolutely fantastic. Anything higher than that would even be better. We do all have the hopes of going up, as everyone does. I mean, you can't go into a season thinking that, or not even saying that you don't want to go up, because that can't happen, really. But, yeah, high hopes based on what we've seen in pre-season. Of course, the fruit will be in the pudding in what we see now that we're back into the Championship campaign. Of course, half an hour into our first game away at Coventry, and 0-0. Not too bad already. Hopefully we're light at the back and need another striker. Pray for me. Pray for you indeed. Great to have Joe Geldart back. Heard we're looking at Liam Cooper. Is Liam Cooper back on the cards again? I mean, I haven't heard about that one, but I won't be shocked. Seems like we go in for him every transfer window. Yeah, Joe Geldart in, and he's on the bench today, so we could possibly see him feature at some point within this game. So Hull City have themselves a throw-in inside their own half. Drama towards Lundstrom. Lundstrom to Semi Ajayi. Looking for a ball over top towards Kyle Joseph. Just can't run onto it before Coventry get it clear. Hi from Kiwana, Western Australia, Coventry fan here, but I hope Hull do better this year. Thanks for the stream. We don't get live TV coverage here. Cheers. Oh my. Well, there we go. We are all over the world. Western Australian. There we go. I mean, fun fact, I'm going to Australia in a couple of weeks. I'm going Tokyo and then to Australia. So do not worry. The watch-alongs and videos and all sorts will still be here on the channel. I've managed to work around the time difference and all sorts, and try and work out when I can get things going. As, Coventry get a ball into the box. He just runs behind the 3 players that were running onto it, and Semi Ajayi just boots it clear for Hull City there. As Coventry have maybe another chance squandered there by themselves. I think Cov top 4 minimum. Certainly a lot of positiveness around Coventry. They're pretty much their big core from last season after having a very, very good season last season. Just missing out, as I said, on the Premier League by a penalty shootout. As it will be Van Iwick to go with the long throw here. I mean, he's just checking in with the ball boy for something. I'm not sure what. Ball in towards the box from Van Iwick. Headed away by Abu Kamara. Back towards Van Iwick, who kind of played a bit of a fake ball to try and loop it over Ndala's head, but instead realizes that he can just let it go out and he can just do his long throw in once again. As I said, shades of Rory Delap. Not got as much of the zing, but certainly it's a long throw that could provide a bit of problem. And it could have done there as Coventry City have themselves a headed shot on target. And Panda diving, stops, catches it with both of his hands. If it had a bit more power there from Rodoni on the header, well, that maybe could have been in the back of the net. And we could be talking about a 1-0 Coventry City here at the CBS Arena. Yeah, certainly if that one had a bit more power on, it could have troubled Panda a bit more, but the lack of power there allowed Panda to dive down to his left-hand side and just grab the ball with both his hands. Not too much trouble. Where in Oz are you coming to? Well, I'm going to Sydney for about 6 days and then over to Melbourne as we've got some friends over in Melbourne. So very nice to go back to Australia. Who do you think our best player is, Tab? Ooh, good question. I mean, on the face value, it might be Ollie McBurney. It might be Ivo Pandit. It might be Charlie Hughes. As things currently stand, it probably is Panda as a Hull City player, considering the fantastic campaign that he had last season, picking all 3 Player of the Year awards up. Charlie Hughes has a very good claim to that as well. And of course, when we will see Ollie McBurney, and hopefully we'll see him in this game at some point, being on the bench, he could make a claim as one of the best players. But at the moment, I'm going to go with Panda just based on the campaign that he had last season. But of course, as this season progresses, I'm sure that one will develop and change. As Cody Drama has another throw in here for City. He'll play it over to Regan Slater, back to Drama, over towards Semi Ajayi. Ajayi back towards Panda. Panda to Hughes. Hughes looking for a few options to go forwards here. Instead plays it over towards Semi Ajayi. Ajayi with Drama open to his right hand side. Just plays it back towards Ivo Panda. Of course, as I said, the triple Hull City Player of the Year award recipient of last season. Plays it to Semi Ajayi, to Drama. Drama cutting in field a bit, skipping past a few to get it to Lundstrom. To Hughes. Hughes towards Matt Crooks. Crooks to Ndala. Maybe Ndala just gone down there. Free kick there, he's won for Hull City. Just going to say, maybe we'll look to see Ndala play with a bit more freedom out on the left-hand side. Maybe a bit more of that role that we saw him in his bit of a cameo appearance in the pre-season friendly against Sunderland. As he certainly seems to be a problem in that role. Whether that will come as the time goes on. Of course, this is his first full senior game. So, take that with a grain of salt. Of course, coming out of Manchester City's academy. Been out on loan a few times, but only to various other academies or B-sides, if you will. So that free kick comes in. Hull City still with the ball, though, with Abu Kamara. Kamara on this right-hand side. Ball just skips out of play and it'll be a throw-in for Coventry City. Said Kamara's looking a little bit better this season. I think he's maybe got a bit more strength about him as well. He's certainly looking a bit more muscular. Maybe that could pay dividends to his style of play this upcoming season, certainly under Sergei Akievich. Seems like Kamara will have something to prove, certainly before the likes of Miller and Balumi come back after the September international break. As Giles through ball to Regan Slater, and he just gets caught a little bit underneath his feet and the ball pings out for a goal kick. Another fantastic breakthrough there from Regan Slater. Slater playing a bit more of an attacking role. Of course, the past few seasons, certainly dating back towards a Liam Rosinia time, Slater's been playing a bit more of a deeper role, the CDM role, even at times playing a right back. In this game, he's playing that attacking midfielder role, playing behind the striker, and well, he certainly seemed to pay the dividends so far in this game. 36 minutes in at the Coventry Building Society Stadium, as Coventry charge away with this one, scooping in towards the area, and that'll sail over everyone's head and scoop back out towards a throw-in inside of the Hull City half, about halfway down in the Hull City half, as that one had a lot of cut back on it from the over-the-head cross ball from Coventry. I believe that one was sent in by Mason Clark, the number 10 for Coventry City. Oh, sorry, it was De Silva. It's De Silva on that left-hand side. Not the left winger. Mason Clark. So Hull City will have this one in possession with their defensive lineup, as Lundstrom looks to walk this ball forwards a little bit. An over-top ball finds Matt Crooks. Matt Crooks charging once again. He's inside of the Coventry area, looking for support. He just waits maybe a little bit too long for the support of Regan Slater. And about 3 or 4 Coventry City players come back with Regan Slater, as that one will go out for a Hull City corner. Maybe you could have looked for Matt Crooks to take the shot himself. He was maybe not in the best of angles to do so, especially against the Rushworth. And he also had another striker, another defender, sorry, there on him. So it would have been a bit of a tougher one. But certainly positiveness there. And another positive attribute there from Crooks and Slater charging forwards. As now it's the 50 grand man Regan Slater to whip in this corner for City. Corner going in, deep in towards the penalty spot. Out to now Giles. Giles over towards Lundstrom on this left-hand side. Lundstrom back to Giles. Giles whips one into the area, trying to find the head of Ndala. Oh, sorry, is it Abu Kamara, sorry. And now it's with Regan Slater. Slater over towards Hughes. Hughes just taken down there. Nothing given from the referee or the linesman, and it will be a goal kick. Trias class or Charlie Hughes. I still miss the 2023-24 commentators. HullCityFanCentral, do you think we go back in the market as some players still linked to leave? Well, there's certainly still that Akintola, who's, I believe, completed his medical yesterday in London. So he's most likely going to be announced a winger there on a free transfer for 2 years, I believe, last time I saw. So that's another addition. And I believe, last I heard, we're still working on the Reda Laliao, trying to get that through past the EFL. So, of course, he is a Hull City player, but not a Hull City player. Bit of an interesting situation there with the registration of that. And also the situation in the midfield. Last I heard, Hull City are looking to maybe bring in a Premier League or an experienced midfielder on loan to help in this midfield ranks. Certainly, as we don't have Elliot Matazo back until towards the Christmas run-in around November, December. So that would be a nice addition to have another quality player into the midfield. And of course, Hull City have offered a contract to Brandon Williams, who would be a nice addition as well. A versatile fullback, can play left back and right back, both quite convincingly. So that would be a nice addition. Of course, we've seen him on trial at Hull City in the past week or two, playing in both pre-season friendlies at the MKM Stadium against Sunderland and Getafe. So Coventry just pinging the ball around in the midfield a little bit. Breaks though for Semi Ajayi to play it back towards Ivor Panda. We're 40 minutes into this championship campaign. It's 0-0. Not the worst thing in the world, of course, as we say. If we come out with anything from this game, well, that would be a brilliant start to the season. You always want to start the season on the right foot. A win would be fantastic, but a draw would even more cement the fact that Hull City are here to play and they aren't a team to be taken lightly. As Ndala just does nice to keep the ball in play with a headed up ball and then takes it down with a nice controlling pass. He's just allowed to run through the midfield a little bit. Breaks away for Regan Slater. Regan Slater charging through now. Slater trying to play a bit of a ball. I'm not sure what that was happening. Whether it was going for a bit of a curling shot and didn't curl, or whether he was trying to play through ball to Ndala or Kyle Joseph that were there, but it was far beyond them. And that was caught in a bit of a middle ground where it was just sailing straight back for a goal kick. Bit unfortunate there from Regan Slater. He's put himself in some nice positions and had a few good chances in front of the goal, but hasn't been able to convert the shots or the passes into quality ones that will trouble either Rushworth or so much of the defence. Yeah, defo take a point. Defo take the point indeed. Experienced Premier League midfielder, nice. Yeah, certainly would take it. I mean, we'll see. We'll see when that sort of comes out, but I presume that'll be one of them cases. There's a bit of a misfired pass there from Semi Ajayi, finds Sakamoto, who's just outside of the Hull City area, and this one comes out towards Van Iwick, plays it in towards the area. Abu Kamara lifts this one away. Coventry will look to rebuild that attack there. Bit of a misguided one there from Semi Ajayi, but doesn't quite cost Hull City anything there. I've got to say, it's going to be a bit of a case to see Casey Palmer and Regan Slater side by side. They both got number 22 and 27, and of course the 7 and the 2 look quite similar. They've got very similar haircuts and they're very similar sort of builds from a distance on this camera angle. So if you ever hear me say Slater or Joseph and it's one or the other, that's the reason. So I'll try my best, and of course as the season goes on, I'm sure I'll get better at it. Of course, the squad numbers coming out today to the new squad numbers for Hull City. As camera's now just panning in on Joe Geldhart, sorry, who's number 21 for City and he's sitting there next to former Coventry man Casey Palmer, former Sheffield United man Ollie McBurney, another former Sheffield United man in John Egan. All of them sitting on the bench there, trying not to get the burn on the back of the nets, as Geldart's using the new Hull City shirt to prevent the back of his neck from going the colour of a tomato. Couple of minutes away from half time, and not a bad first half, all things considered, from City here. Expect to change up though in the second half, as is always under Sergei Kirevich. As he said in his opening press conference, adaptability. That's the key word that we are experiencing under the new City manager. Coventry do have it with Sakamoto just outside of the area. Shoots, low driven, past the right hand post. And that one's out once again for an Ivo Panda goal kick. So Sakamoto with a few quite good strikes from advantageous areas in this first half. First one was just wide of the left hand post. And this second one, or this more recent one, just wide of the right hand post. Presumably if it was on target, I think Ivo Panda would have got to it. But still, Sakamoto once again proving that he's a player to watch out for in this one. Slater taking some good positions. Yeah, certainly. Like the stream reminder too. Thank you very much. As Coventry have the ball once again, with Mason Clark on this left-hand side, battling with Cody Drama. Mason Clark. Oh, Drama just got the last bit of foot there before Mason Clark was able to cut it back and sends it out for a corner kick, for Coventry. Nicely done there by Cody Drama. Mason Clark just got ahead of him and just was looking to play the ball cut back to try and find Coventry man in sort of the 6-yard box. And Drama just puts his foot out at the right time to send it behind. And Coventry City will have themselves yet another corner kick in this first half. It will be top to take with about 10 seconds to go or so of this first half. Of course, additional time may be required. Ball in over everyone's head, and it's out for an Ivo Panda goal kick. Just waiting on the confirmation of how much time additional we are going to get. And we're not going to get any additional time. The referee's in fact going to blow the whistle there for half time. As at half-time, it's 0-0. Not too bad. Of course, there is still area for improvement, and that will be one of the key things that Sergei Kirevich will say. He'll say, yeah, we were good. There's far much more to improve on, and that's one of the key things that you do want from this new manager. We've said it throughout the preseason. He's still sort of talking about progressing, and it's never going to be a finished product. But half-time, 0-0 against the side that were that close last season. That close to being a Premier League side. The closest out of anyone that didn't make it. Of course, they just lost out on a penalty shootout against Sunderland, who, of course, are now Premier League side Sunderland. So what do we all think of that first half? I've got to say, not too bad. Still area for improvements, as I've said. And you may be looking for an Ollie McBurnie to come and shake up that attacking lineup. Maybe a replacement for Kyle Joseph and Ollie McBurnie. Switch out there. You've, of course, got a Joe Geldhart who could come on and provide some fresh legs in that second half. I'm liking the roles that Regan Slater and Matt Crooks have had in this first half. Hughes has been solid at the back, a very, very strong force there. And Giles has delivered yet again some fantastic balls into the box. Maybe looking for a bit more freedom and exploration from Ndala. And maybe a bit more drivenness from Slater to try and get these shots and passes a bit more competitive. But overall, not too bad. Can't wait to see Miller and Balumi back. We all can't we? Subs could shape this game for both teams. It certainly could. Both teams have quite a strong bench lineup, of course. Opening game of the season, it's always the case. You'd never know what you've got in the lineup or on the bench. Always is the case. Sakamoto is a great pickup. He causes heaps of dramas for opposing defences and has proven himself no end. Yeah, I mean, I've been impressed with him so far, and I've only seen him for 45 minutes. So that Sakamoto seems like a very, very good, surefire player this season for Coventry. Everyone seems to be very excited around Hull City. Premier League teams will be watching him. Who will they be watching? Is that Charlie Hughes? Most likely there will be. Decent half, but Joseph is non-existent. Put Ollie on. Yeah. Joseph has been sort of the weakest link in this City squad, City team from the first half. Ollie McBurnie, certainly a good addition. Quite a few people thinking that Destan might have started this game, and I believe that he is still going down with that bit of an injury problem that we knew about a few days ago. Of course, that was the reason why he didn't play against Getafe, was because of his injury problem that he has. It's nothing too major, but he obviously isn't fit enough to go in this game. So yeah, bench-wise, of course, you'll be looking for Ollie McBurnie to come on at some point in this second half. The earlier, the better, most likely. Geldhart may get a run out here. As well, of course, you've got your youngsters, you've got your Farrell Brown, you've got your Nathan Tinsdale, and your Cathal McCarthy. Cathal McCarthy will most likely be coming on as a very, very late substitution to maybe surefire the defence up. But a Nathan Tinsdale and a Farrell Brown could provide additional support into the attacking ranks. Along as well as Casey Palmer, who, of course, I don't think he's had a good track record playing against his former side, because I think last season when we played against Coventry and he was at Hull City at that point, yeah, I don't think it was the best performance of Casey Palmer. I'm not even sure if he played, actually, but I just remember in the back of my mind, Casey Palmer didn't prove his worth to Coventry City, but, of course, he has that time to prove it now, and of course, as his time at Hull City continues. So certainly some good options off the bench for Hull City, and some good options off the bench for Coventry City as well. We've got Ellis Sims, Hadji Wright, Ben Wilson and Ben Sheaf on the bench, along with Kesler Hayden as well. Some good names there on the bench for Coventry. So certainly it may be a case where this comes down to a few goals later on in the game for both sides. Coventry just having the edge, I'd say, in this first half with their sort of aggressiveness. But of course, Sergei Kirich will have it all figured out and be changing the adaptation of the plans in this sort of halftime team talk that he's having with the team. And surely the team will come out ready for the second half. Ready. I mean, I said that Coventry have pretty much dominated. Possessions slightly in the favour of Hull City. 50.8% to Hull City. 49.2% to Coventry, but Coventry have certainly taken their chances a little bit better, and they've been a little bit more route one with their attacking style, of course. a lot of that coming through the likes of Sakamoto and Mason Clark, and even your fullback Jovanovic and your De Silva attributing to the attack. So certainly those are some areas that Sergei Kirich will be looking to quiet down in the second half. What else are we saying, everyone? Where do we think Wrexham and Birmingham will finish? Well, I think that Birmingham had themselves quite a nice game last night, didn't they? They were very, very close to winning and going clear top of the league with 3 points against Ipswich Town. Of course, there was a handball and then a penalty resulting in a 1-1 draw there. So I think Birmingham will do well this season. Of course, they've had another very good summer. They seem in a quite safe situation financially. So I think Birmingham will have a good season. Wrexham do seem like a wild card. I think Wrexham are the team that, yes, the media love hearts, aren't they, Wrexham? But in this championship season, it'll be either a case of Wrexham do really, really well and they could be up and around the playoffs, or they could do quite poorly and be facing possible relegation or certainly down thereabouts. We will go through some of the games. I think Wrexham are the only team that have scored so far in the championship. Of course, we are early kickoffs at the moment, so they're leading 1-0. Prem teams will be watching Sakamoto. They certainly will do. Seems a very good player. Regan Slater is getting into the right positions, just awful at finishing. Yeah, I'm happy with the way that he's sort of putting himself in there, getting into the places. He's sort of running onto the right stuff. But yeah, his clinical passing and his clinical shotting is not quite there. So hopefully it's a bit better for #Regan Slater. There you go. Loving the new commentary duo. Great to see Burnsy back. Does Burnsy have a partner for Hull City? I'm not sure because I don't have the audio on, but of course I'll hear back in the highlights. Agreed glimpse. He's getting open but looks awful while shooting. Yeah, it seems to be the case. And I think that's it's been the case we've had for Regan Slater for a little bit of time. So maybe just needs a bit more confidence and maybe a bit more work on the training ground to get his shots away and provide a bit more of a clinical edge in his shooting ability. Of course, you look back, wasn't last season, it was the season beforehand, where it was a stretch of so many games where he had an open shot on target and just bluffed it every time. So hopefully he isn't going through one of them stretches again. Haven't managed to see the first half. Who's looked like the better team? Well, Joe, it's most likely going to be Coventry's being gone down as the better side in this first half. Doesn't mean Hull City being horrendous. They've been quite good, to be fair. It's been pretty even, but Coventry has certainly had the edge due to their aggressiveness going forwards and they're trying to keep Hull City inside of their own half. So, yeah. But score-wise in the Championship, Charlton Athletic, Watford is 0-0. Of course, Coventry, Hull is 0-0. And Wrexham are winning away at Southampton 1-0. All three of them games half-time. And then the rest of the games, of course, are lunchtime or the 3 o'clock kickoff, or the Sheffield United Bristol City game is a 5:31. And of course, at the moment, I mean, we'll look at the Championship table, but we might be in the playoffs. We are. Hull City are 6th in the Championship table. That's just because no one else has really played, of course. Wrexham are currently top of the league with their 1-0 win. And of course, Ipswich, Birmingham, then 2nd, 3rd. Charlton, Coventry, Hull, Watford are in 7th. And this is all due to the first game of the season. Never really look at the table until Christmas because everything changes so quickly because everything's so condensed with a very small sample size. But it's always fun to see your team very high up with the very little amount played and very little amount of points. Of course, if someone scores for Hull City, I mean, they'll be tied top scorers in the Championship. And I mean, if anyone gets a brace, if Ollie McBurney comes on and grabs 2 goals, he'll be the top scorer in the Championship. And Hull City will be top of the league on goal difference. I mean, it's the fun stuff, isn't it, that gets you going at the start of the season. It's that excitement. Everything's back and everything's fresh, everything's new. And of course, Hull City have got a bit more optimism around them. Woohoo, playoffs, yeah. Stop the season now. Hull City are in the playoffs. Oh, Yeah, I mean, you look, Hull City are in the playoffs. Who's not? Leicester, Middlesbrough, Sheffield United, Southampton. I mean, Southampton are at rock bottom of the table. They're going down, aren't they? It's all fun and games, isn't it? Yes, up the Tigers. Ndala has done good. Would like to see him cut off inside more. Has had great discipline defensively too. Yeah, he's got back quite nicely. Certainly would like to see him get a bit more freedom and run a bit more with the ball. Use that sort of the skill that he has with the ball at his feet that we've seen in the pre-season fixtures for him. Certainly want to see a bit more of that from Ndala in this second half. I'm excited to see the Hull Wrexham Carabao Cup game coming up. After meeting Ryan Reynolds, owner in New York City, I can't help but root for them. Oh, we can't root for Wrexham. We want Hull City to get out of the first round of a cup competition this year, as they haven't done so for the past 4 or 5 seasons. I dream of a Premier League game of Hull versus Leeds. The ultimate team is we'd relegate it. Oh, that would be brilliant. If we, final game of the season, Hull versus Leeds in the Premier League, we relegate Leeds. Oh, that'd be absolutely brilliant, wouldn't it? Ultimate dream, yeah. Take a screenshot quick. Take a screenshot quick. I'm going to be optimistic and I'm going to wait. I still think Hull City are going to score. And possibly could grab a few here. So, yeah, I'm going to wait out, of course. That might come and bite me in the bum and I could have wished to have taken the screenshot now. But I'm going to wait. I am. But, yeah. Not too bad of a first half. I don't think Hull City are going to make any changes at this half-time interval. Footage has just panned back to the field, and once again, it's been the situation with Hull City this pre-season. There's no substitutes out on the field getting warm, so presumably Jakirovic wants everyone back in the changing rooms to talk through the plan for the second half and talk about through everyone's roles, even if they're on the bench. So everyone's clear and everyone's understanding, which, I mean, it's paid dividends in the pre-season friendlies that we've seen. And I quite like it in essence. Everyone's on the same page, even the substitutes. Even Dylan Phillips, who would only be called on in a situation where Ivo Panda has to be forced off the field, which, touch wood, that doesn't happen. Don't get me wrong, I want Hull to win that game, of course. Of course, Mexico rolls. I thought you was splitting your allegiances then for a second. But I get it. Wrexham have been the media sweethearts, haven't they? Certainly with their new owners and the documentaries and all sorts. Similar with a little bit of Birmingham City of recent, but maybe not so much so because of Birmingham City being around this level already. But Wrexham sort of rise through the footballing ranks has been something that has helped to that media frenzy that has happened in South Wales. It's North Wales, Wrexham, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, still no one out on the field, though, for City to get warm. Oh, players just coming out of the tunnel now, just as I say that. Got the pink bibs on. But they're just going to sit on the bench. I believe that's Nathan Tinsdale and Joe Geldhart just sitting on the bench. So, it doesn't look like they need to get ready for the second half. Of course, we only have a minute remaining until the second half kicks underway. As Coventry emerged back out onto the field and followed short in order by Hull City. As Ollie McBurney just goes and sits back on the bench. Well, it's not Hull City. I did see Ndala, but no one's actually gone onto the field for Hull City yet. Presumably just waiting for everyone to come back out, ready to kickstart this second half and get things going. Right. Let's see what happens. Oh, just a little bit of a stat up there about Rodoni. How he had 10 goals and 12 assists last season. 2 of them came against Hull City. 1 goal, 1 assist. Nice little stat there. Why do all Cov fan thinks they are getting Hughes? We've literally said he isn't going. It's because I mean, Coventry are reportedly wanting to put in a record-breaking move, a club record-breaking move to bring in Hughes. But Hull City very firm on the status. Hughes very firm on status. Sergei Yakievich very firm on status. And the very clear that he's not going for anything less than Jacob Greaves went. He went for 17 mil. Hughes valued at around 20 million by Hull City. But seeming that he doesn't even want to, seeming that they don't even want to cut off ties at the moment, as Hughes is a central figure, not only the defence for Hull City, but the team in general. Big club mentality, certainly seems it. I made my wife drive so I can watch the game. I'm switching back to the game. Come on, Hull City, come on indeed. Let's Coventry get us underway in this second half. Ball long, finds the head of Semi Ajayi, who heads it towards Ndala. Ndala just gets past his man there, gets past another one, just taken down and wins Hull City a free kick in the opening couple of seconds of this second half. No changes for either side as things kick off in the second half of the first game of Championship football for either side. Hull City and Coventry away at the Coventry Building Society Arena. As Hull City looking to try and get a little bit of an attack going through Ndala and Slater. Just a bit of a misfired pass though once again from Slater. And it's back with Charlie Hughes. Hughes to Lundstrom. Over towards Semi Ajayi. Ajayi with a bit of space ahead of him and he'll run into it to find a ball to Cody Drammer. Drammer lifting the ball down the right line to Abu Kamara. Kamara in the area. Kamara looking to shoot. Oh, and that one stopped. It was stopped, I believe, by Carl Rushworth, who then just picked it up. But there was a defender running on as well that made the ball just go dead. And now Coventry are breaking away on a counter-attack through De Silva. And Mason Clark now on this left-hand side just skips away past Drama. Blocked though by Semi Ajayi in the area. Crooks, Kamara. Back towards Lundstrom, over towards Drama. And Hull City looking to try and get out of the danger here. Bit of a misguided pass though from Crooks to Kamara. Lundstrom does well to pick the ball back up for City, and he just makes the player isn't able to manage to pick up the ball on the other side. But 1 minute in, and Abu Kamara has already forced a save from Carl Rushworth, of course, former Hull City player, former Hull City loanee, Carl Rushworth from last season. So hoping for an even better second half from Hull City here. They didn't have a poor first half, but always looking for the improvements, certainly under Sergei Yakievich. This ball long finds Mason Clark once again for Coventry City, who's just got a one-on-one here with Cody Drammer. Glides in and gets it over towards Rodoni. Rodoni shoots. Blocked. Is that once again by Charlie Hughes? Hughes is the problem child for Rodoni. 3 chances I've seen, or 3 chances that I can count of, where Rodoni's been blocked with shot on target by the man that Coventry want in Charlie Hughes. And I mean, with Charlie Hughes' performance today, you probably expect Coventry to maybe put another bid in, maybe even north of the £7 million that was rejected most recently. So Charlie Hughes proving every penny of what Hull City bought him for from Wigan. A deal that was already sent a bit high when Hull City had to buy him from Wigan. Oh, a bit of a risky one there. Matt Crooks just had to go down to the decks as I think he slipped or something. But the Coventry City player just went gliding over him. I think it was Mason Clark, yeah, and so free kick blown there. Yeah, a bit of a lingering leg there from Matt Crooks. As Mason Clark more goes over the thighs, if anything, of Matt Crooks. But it's still going to be free kick for Coventry in a bit of an in-swinging situation. Grimes and Torp standing over this one for the Sky Blues. As they just pace themselves back a little bit. Grimes with the hands up in the air. Torp to run. He fakes it. Grimes in swinging. Looks and finds the head of Hughes. Still with Coventry though, just outside of the area. It's Thomas now, looking to try and get a ball going forwards. And that's done quite nicely there by Ryan Giles to thwart any more attacking effort there from Coventry City. And he also picks up a throw-in for his efforts for Hull City. So Giles to take the throw-in that he's just rightfully earned. A few players open near him. He's maybe looking to go down the line. And he does so, down towards Ndala. Ndala, a little bit of awkward bounce off him. And it finds a few Coventry players. Sakamoto plays it back and it goes all the way back towards Rushworth. Joseph just charging onto that one. And he nearly got onto it. Ball does eventually find Cody Drama. I'm wondering if he got a bit of a deflection on that, Kyle Joseph. Aggressive running there from the former Blackpool player. And City have picked themselves possession back up. It's with Ivor Panda, who plays it over towards Charlie Hughes. Hughes looking to fall down the line. Bit of a deflection off a Coventry player. And it'll be another throw-in for Ryan Giles on the far hand touchline. Just near the technical areas of both of Frank Lampard and Coventry. I mean, Frank Lampard's getting a bit animated at the moment. As Hull City have themselves another throw-in. He's getting very, very animated. He's shouting at the referee. Not sure completely what for. Giles had a bit of a misguided throw-in. And I think that's what Frank Lampard's so irate about. Of course, wants to watch it. He can easily get a yellow or subsequent red card for hailing abuse at the referee. We've known that. See how Sergei Akirovich can keep his sort of disagreements with decisions, especially in the EFL, with the officials. Semi Ajayi just had his shirt pulled, but wasn't too much of a trouble inside of the area. This ball just trying to get away. Is with Sakamoto now with Coventry. In towards the area, headed away by Charlie Hughes. On the head of Kyle Joseph. Lundstrom come charging out. His sort of poke away didn't quite get as far as he wanted in Coventry. Building the attack once again through Sakamoto. Towards Grimes. Grimes over towards the Silva. To Mason Clark. Mason Clark on this left hand side now for Coventry. In swinging. Finds the chest of Charlie Hughes. Who sends one long. Maybe looking for a very advantageous run from Matt Crooks. I know he's been running, but he certainly can't run that fast. And it'll go all the way back towards Carl Rushworth. As Coventry look to build a very, very similar attack with De Silva, Mason Clark. Clark looking to try and get the ball past Cody Drama. I mean, that's Drama's fight this game, is to try and keep Mason Clark in order. And it's happened so far. Drama may be looking the better of the two in that battle. But it's back with Mason Clark in one-on-one with Cody Drama. Looking to get one into the area. He's having to go back, though, now. In swinging. Oh, and that's just off the post. It was shades away from being an opening goal there from Van Ewijk in the 52nd minute. And it will be a corner for Coventry City after Hull City do clear it away. But Mason Clark back to Van Ewijk just outside of the area. Swinging, and it just pounds off the post. And then Sakamoto unable to get the ball that's fired in away. Very interesting advertisement though that I've just seen. University of Hull has got an advertisement board at Coventry. Very interesting. Headed away from the corner by Charlie Hughes. It will be Van Ewijk though to pay it back towards Carl Rushworth. No real pressure from Hull City to get a charging one onto Rushworth as he sends it long towards Coventry on the left wing. They'll happily just play out of play and it'll be a Cody Drama throw in for Hull City. So yeah, another close shot there from Coventry. That one certainly is the closest of the game, just millimetres away from going in to that top right hand corner. Say pounding off the post. Seemingly beat Panda. But not quite beat the goal. It's Mason Clark looking to glide one in, and that's a nice stop there from Panda at his near post to block Mason Clark with the shot at the near post. Another good save there from Evo Panda. As Mason Clark finally gets one around Cody Drama. But it's okay, because Evo Panda is able to block his lines. What time it ending at? I'm not sure. What time would the game be ending at? In about, it'll most likely be about 2:15. The game will end about around that time. Coventry have themselves a bit of a passing play between their defensive lines. Crooks and Joseph applying the pressure. Crooks does well to block a ball down the line from Coventry, and they'll have themselves a Coventry throw-in inside of their own half. Charlie, huge! Love it. Love the stuff. How does the CBS look? Plenty of supporters turned up, hope so. Yeah, there's certainly a few empty seats, but on the most part, it's filled. Hughes will get man of the match. It's destiny, and add 5 million to the bid. Yeah, imagine Hughes getting the 90th minute winner in this one. Oh, it'd just be one of them beautiful things. It's Matt Crooks. Let's try and play a ball over the top to Abu Kamara. Kamara did come running back though because he was offside, and Crooks didn't see that. So a bit of a squandered effort there from City. As Coventry will have a chance to build up their attack once again. Mason Clark with a bit of a cheeky back heel to find Rodoni. Just goes out of play though after Semi Ajayi touches it. And Coventry will have themselves the ball once again. I'm back. Come on, how's it been? It's been alright. 0-0 against the side that were very, very close to going up last season. Certainly not been too bad. And a draw or a win would be very, very good to start this season. As Coventry have the ball in the area. Blocked though very nicely by Hull City. As Matt Crooks comes charging out. It's Ndala to his left. He plays it to Ndala. Ndala has a chance to use his pace and his technical know-how. Just blocked though, but there by Van Iwick of Coventry. And he gets himself a yellow card for complaining to the referee on that challenge there. And it will be a throw-in for City. So first card of the game goes Coventry's way to Van Iwick for presumable dissent on the referee. As Hull City win themselves a throw-in through Ndala. Yeah, it's not been too bad. Say, win or a draw, looking good. Coventry City have themselves a throw-in now off the back of the Hull City one. Hutchinski in the Prem, yet Conf still living in your head rent free. Hope Hull win. I'm a London supporter. There we go. I mean, I hope Hull win, and I'm a Hull City supporter. So there we are. There we have it. We have all the walks of life in here. We have people from different countries. We have Coventry supporters, Sunderland supporters. I mean, next will be saying we have a Leeds supporter in here. We have before. Don't chalk it off. As Semi Ajayi now has the ball for City, looking to charge it up this right-hand side. A good ball over the top to find Ryan Giles on the left-hand side. Giles into the area. I think it got a bit of a deflection off Regan Slater, but wasn't enough to send it goalward. But that was fantastically done there from Semi Ajayi to find Ryan Giles. And then Giles once again to find the shot into the area. And we'll see the replay. So Giles with his cross into the area. And it does get a little bit of a head from Regan Slater, but not enough to send it goalward. And it was another very, very good chance produced through Giles towards Slater. And it's one of them chances there where you maybe look at the bench and go, if Ollie McBurney was on, he would have probably powered that one into the back of the net with his head. Of course, the new City number 9. Matt Crooks as well there to... he's down on the decks now. Wonder if he's pulled something in his left knee. I was just going to say he did well there to scoop his leg round the ball and the Coventry player to get it out of play. So they have a throw in. Not sure what's gone on here. He's just holding the back of his left knee there, Matt Crooks. Crooks, who's been a bit of a pivotal player so far in this game, and of course in pre-season for City. Rodoni was skipping away with the ball, and Crooks gets on it. The left knee was the one that was bent underneath him. I think it just got a bit of a kick from Rodoni. The medical staff will come and have a look at it. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. Hopefully worst case scenario, he has to just come off now and you replace him with maybe a Joe Geldhart or someone along that. Of course, you don't want to risk one of your key players like Matt Crooks this early on in the season. I mean, first game. We're just an hour into the first game of the season. So all Hull City staff up in the technical area looking what to do. Zach Infamo is the only man sat still on the Hull City bench, and he looks a little bit sorry for himself, so I'm not sure about that one. Jakirovic is just giving a few choice words to Regan Slater, presumably about his attacking options. So, yeah, we'll wait and see what happens here with Crooks. No one's back stripped and ready yet for Hull City. The medical staff still on the field working with Crooks, the leg, and most importantly, the knee. Of course, with Crooks being a bit of a taller man, you would expect him to have leg and knee issues. Jakirovic just calling someone back to the bench. We'll wait and see who this is. Of course, it could be someone like an Ollie McBurney, and you could make Kyle Joseph in a bit of a deeper role, or Regan Slater a bit deeper, and then Joseph play the role that Slater has been. But it may look like that might be the it for Matt Crooks. It will be Casey Palmer, I believe, stripped and getting ready to come on the field and face his former side, Coventry City. Crooks is still there. He's just been asked to leave the field, of course, having that's the situation when you are tended to on the field. You do have to leave before the referee can call you back on. So Casey Palmer has just put his shirt on. He's ready to go. So presumably Crooks will be reintroduced into this game when the referee deems it suitable to do so. And then at the next chance available, a substitution will happen with Crooks coming off and Palmer coming on. So Coventry have the ball here. De Silva whipping it into the area, looking for Sakamoto at the back post. And that's headed behind by Ryan Giles. Sakamoto, not the tallest man in the world, so unsure why they was playing a headed ball into his position. But Giles does well to send it out, and Coventry have themselves a corner kick here. So we'll wait and see if this is the chance that Hull City will use to substitute. I doubt it. Just seeing Crooks is back on the field, so Crooks will still be in for the time being. You never really do a substitution when a corner kick's happening, or certainly when you're defending a corner. So Crooks just nods it behind, and Coventry will have themselves another corner kick. That stops any true efforts happening there from Coventry to get anything going against Panda and the Hull City goal. Another corner now for Coventry, just in front of the, as I said, 1,700 strong Hull City fans that made a trip down to Coventry. Whipped in, straight into the hands of a jumping Ivor Panda. He just goes down, allowing everyone to break out there for City. So we'll most likely now see when the ball next goes out of play for the switch to happen of Matt Crooks and Casey Palmer. Crooks is still on the field at the moment, but you don't want to risk him too much. This ball breaks away a little bit for City. Crooks getting a little bit of something on that there. This ball's bounding around a bit in the midfield, in the centre of the park. Top just plays it over to Sakamoto for Coventry. Rodoni trying to charge onto this one. It will go out of play. We just look over to the bench. The movement isn't happening as yet. Casey Palmer has put his bib back on and he's gone down to the touchline to go and get warm even more. So maybe Matt Crooks isn't ready to vacate this match just yet. I mean, he looks fine on the field, so maybe it was more of a shock impact injury rather than anything that could affect him long term. So he's walking about all fine, not got a limp, or certainly not a limp too worthy of note. As Hull City have themselves a throw in through Ryan Giles, just in front of Frank Lampard and Coventry's technical area. Down the line. Headed on to try and find Ndala. Doesn't quite do so. Bit of head tennis again in the midfield. Lundstrom finds Crooks. Crooks plays a through ball to try and find Abu Kamara. Kamara just wiped up there. And that is a destined free kick there. Hope Abu Kamara is okay. And it'll be another yellow card here for Coventry City. This time it goes to... Who was it who played the tackle on Kamara? Was it De Silva? I think it was De Silva, yeah. So Hull City with a free kick now inside of the Coventry half. After De Silva just wiping up Abu Kamara after he gets the ball through on a pass from Matt Crooks. See the replay of this. Yeah, De Silva just comes a little bit too recklessly in. It's more of a cautionary one there. Kamara gets the ball and De Silva just comes charging through there. It's Jay De Silva now with the second yellow card of the game. Second yellow card for Coventry. With a free kick now to take place for Hull City inside of the Coventry half. Whipped in from Regan Slater to find... Oh! It's a headed on effort from Semi Ajayi. And Rushworth just drops down to his right hand side to pick that one up. And Darla picks up the ball now in the midfield. Uses his pace and his exhilaration there to get the ball back into City's favour. Plays a 1-2 with Lundstrom. And Slater does the same. Slater turns around and finds over towards Crooks. Crooks back towards Semi Ajayi. Semi Ajayi with the headed effort there. Had power on it. But just wasn't too far away from Rushworth. As he was able to just drop down to a knee and pick the ball up. And Darla with the ball inside of Coventry's half. Just goes down to the decks. But City still with possession here. Referee blows for a free kick. And it seems like Regan Slater will pick himself up a yellow card. After one yellow card is given, the referee's gates have opened. And he will now be delivering cards here, there and everywhere. Presumably for every challenge. A little bit of a funky one in the centre of the park there. Slater maybe a little bit too much on it. But I think he may have had a stud onto the toe of one of the men in the midfield there for Coventry. I think he's just saying that to one of the Coventry players. His foot just slid over and the studs went on top. He didn't mean anything by it. Coventry will be the first team though to make a substitution here. As just get confirmation of what the change is. As coming onto the field, I'm not too sure. So I don't fully know my Coventry players. Well, Mason Clark comes off and it'll be Hadji Wright coming on for Coventry City. So another player to watch out for there, Hadji Wright. He's been around the league a bit. It's a replay there of Semi Ajayi's headed effort. Yeah, straight pretty much at Carl Rushworth. I mean, if it was a bit to the left or even a bit more to the right, you'd have had maybe a chance to go 1-0 up there. 67 minutes into this game, though, not looking too bad. Is the friggin' deal dead in the water? Seems like it. It seems like that one's sort of been fizzled out due to the embargo fee restrictions. The Hull City is still going on. I wouldn't say that it's completely dead in the water forever because, of course, there is still the link there with Sergei Kirovich and Friggin. And it could remount in a future transfer window, but certainly seems like it for this window. My dad's a Leeds fan and he really wants Hull to do well. I mean, we all want Hull to do well, but if a Leeds fan's saying it, that's something. Saka's only 5'6"-ish, but dangerous when he comes off the wing. Certainly, that's what I've been seeing in this game. Giles with another throw-in in front of the former Chelsea man, Frank Lampard. Now manager of Coventry City. Kyle Joseph just get pushed in the back there a little bit, so his header doesn't quite find Ndala. Oh, Crooks just deflects that ball and coming out from the defensive line. And it will most likely be Ollie McBurney to be coming on very, very shortly. Casey Palmer and Ollie McBurney both stripped and receiving their information ahead of their time to come onto this game. Of course, Casey Palmer coming on against his former side. And Ollie McBurney coming on to make his Hull City debut. With around 22-21 minutes to go here at the Coventry Building Society Arena. Second half has been a bit of a better performance from City. They've been proving a bit more in the face of the goal, in the face of an attacking option. And hopefully with the additions of Ollie McBurney and Casey Palmer coming into this one, that can sort of solidify that. As McBurney and Palmer both ready, raring to go. I'll be looking very, very happy to seeing this day of Ollie McBurney coming on for City. So the fourth official just gets the board ready to confirm who's coming on. Presumably Joseph off for McBurney and Crooks off for Palmer, but we'll wait for confirmation of that. This ball's still in play though. Slater heads it over, finds Brandon Thomas Asante there. Seems to have gone out for a bit more of a wider role now that Hadji Wright is on. And here we go. Substitution time for City. It will be Kyle Joseph off and Ollie McBurney on to make his Hull City debut. That's the key one. Alongside it, though, it will be Casey Palmer to come on. And is it as I presumed? No, it's Regan Slater coming off. Regan Slater coming off for Casey Palmer. So Matt Crooks seems fine and dandy, doesn't he? I'm not sure the Hull fans want Leeds to do well in the return. Yeah, can't say so. Welcome, James Bunting. Welcome to the Key side in Yorkshire. The Key. Hull City. Welcome. Thank you for becoming a member of the channel. Much appreciated. And hopefully they're having a fantastic day. And hopefully Ollie McBurney, with 20 minutes of football here in his Hull City debut, can put a smile on everyone's face. Slater on a yellow makes the sense. It does, yes. So, Palmer coming on to play just behind Ollie McBurney. Yes, I am saying them words, and them words are true. Ollie McBurney is on the field for Hull City. The man who a few seasons ago forced Benjamin Tete to have that red card at Sheffield United and forced me to have a bit of a rant on the channel about that game. I called it the Battle of Bramall Lane. But yeah, how things change. And Ollie McBurney, well, he's on the side for the Tigers. We'll see what he has to produce in these 19 plus minutes against Coventry City. Of course, we'll see what Casey Palmer can do against his former side. As it'll be another long throw-in from Coventry City into the area. Headed away by Cody Drammer. Back into the mixer though. Charlie Hughes tries to nod it away. Thomas in. It's still bounding around in the air. A bit of head tennis though here from both sides. Ollie McBurney comes charging out and he's still trying to get this one clear for Hull City. Showing his work ethic, and that's been one of the key things about his signing to Hull City is the talk about the work ethic of Ollie McBurney. Yes, he's nearing the end of his career. He's had a long career, certainly championship-wise. Gone over to Las Palmas, but he's still as tenuous as ever to try and put out a good performance and work as hard as possible to get himself as best as he can be. And it sounds a little bit like the case of Sergei Kirevich, so one in the same almost. Possession stats have flipped a bit more in the favour of Coventry in the second half, but all that being said, Hull City have had a bit more better chances on goal, so a bit of a flipped roles in the second half. Hoping we stay strong at the back. I want Hull to win, but realistically, it will be a loss. Yeah, don't want a loss whatsoever. Draw or a win would be fantastic here. We have got the right man up top to make sure we can win. And he's got maybe a chance here as the ball's with Casey Palmer over towards Ndala. Coventry do well there to keep the ball. Kitchen does well there to stop Hull City getting anything going towards Ollie McBurney. An attack going. Top now for Coventry. Over towards Sakamoto. Sakamoto looking to lift one into the area. Just plays it on the ground. And Coventry have themselves one whipped into the area. Headed away by Charlie Hughes only as far as Brandon Thomas Asante. And that one's blocked by Cody Drammer once again. And goes out for a Coventry City corner. Cody Drammer with another fantastic block of a left winger. It's been Mason Clark for the majority of the game, and now he's doing it against Brandon Thomas Asante. So Drama's looking quite good in his defensive roles so far in this game. Feeling off the back of a bit of a positive pre-season for Cody Drama at Hull City. Of course, his second season as a Tiger, after joining last season on a free transfer following his departure from Leeds United. So Coventry looking to get the corner coming in here. Got quite a lot of players in the box. So do Hull City. Ball whipped in. Nearly finds the head of Hadji Wright. It's out to Matt Grimes. And his volleyed effort, well, that goes high, wide. And that's not troubling anyone at all, is it? So, corner there. Could have been a bit of a problem with if Hadji Wright had got up a bit higher, if the ball was maybe a bit lower. But game of margins. 15 minutes to go at the CBS Arena. 0-0 is the scoreline. Over the top ball, trying to find the head of Ollie McBurney. Doesn't quite do so. Matt Crooks just takes down one of the Coventry men. And therefore they'll have a free kick inside of their own half. I can see why Palace want drama. Yeah, you can certainly do so. I haven't seen too much of that talk since the original reports on that one, though. So we'll wait and see on that. As Semi Ajayi fills in a brilliant spot for Cody Drama at the right back position. And a sliding block to send the ball out. And stop Hadji Wright from having a good chance to send the ball in, or maybe even a shot away. Semi Ajayi does really well. Shows his pace. And that's why you want a partnership of Hughes and Ajayi to start a game rather than Hughes and Egan, because of Ajayi's pace, height. Quite a nice addition. Good free transfer addition from Hull City. One of the first signings this summer from Hull City. Ball whipped in from this corner once again for Coventry. Headed straight at Ivo Pando. Drops down to his knees and onto his stomach. Smothers this ball up. Still 0-0 here. Hull City looking very strong defensively from corners. Very strong defensively overall. Just looking to get things going a little bit more positively the other direction. Of course, Ollie McBurney is on the field now. So we'll wait and see how this lays off. As Ollie McBurney just drops a bit deeper. Gets the ball going towards Matt Crooks. Bit of aggressiveness from Coventry City. Gets them the ball back in their possession. Drama does well to get the ball back off Brandon Thomas Asante. Back over towards Ivo Panda now. Both sets of fans still remain optimistic about finding a possible goal and a possible winning goal in this game. Dramed with the ball on the right side. Just cuts back, plays it over towards Matt Crooks. Crooks to Lundstrom, back towards Ajayi, as Lundstrom had a Coventry man breathing down his neck. Panda now has it, who play it towards Crooks. Crooks to Ajayi. Semi Ajayi with an overtop ball, looking for McBurney on the break. Doesn't quite happen, as it's blocked there by Kitching for Coventry City. Semi Ajayi with a sliding block there, try and find Drama. It does so. Drama to Lundstrom. Lundstrom charging in field. Finds Casey Palmer. The former Coventry City man now plays it over towards Ryan Giles. Giles with space on this left-hand side. If a ball comes in and finds Ollie McBurney, we're going mental. It does so, but it doesn't quite find Ollie McBurney. It does find Kitchen, who blocks it only as far as Casey Palmer shoots. And that one's very, very wide of the goal for Coventry City. Palmer with a very, very long-ranged effort there. Had the power on it. And we've seen these ones go in before for Casey Palmer. That one was wide of the mark in the former stadium that he used to call home. As Joe Geltart has got himself ready on the sidelines for Hull City. And it seems like he'll be the next man on for Hull. As Crooks now has the ball in the midfield. Plays it over towards Palmer. Palmer now up on the right-hand side, charging forwards. Plays the ball scooping in. Ooh! And it forces Rushworth to play an unorthodox... I don't know if Rushworth actually got a save on it, actually. He came out for a bit of an unorthodox save opportunity, Carl Rushworth, after the awkward ball from Palmer to try and find Ollie McBurney in the box. And it seems like the ball just glided away from Rushworth before he could get a hand to it. But also it was too far beyond McBurney. So it will be a goal kick for Rushworth Sends it long. Coventry now have it in Hull City's half. Coventry have advantage played. Shot there from Hadji Wright. And he just drags it. And it'll go out for Hull City goal kick. Joe Gelhardt ready on the sidelines still. Of course, just re-signed today on loan. Ready to make his reappearance for Hull City. Of course, it's not a debut. He's been here and done it before. And he's going to come on for... I can't quite see because I'm not showing the board. He's going to come on for Abu Kamara. So it seems like Gelhardt will be going out onto the right-hand side. Maybe playing a bit of a pseudo right wing with Palmer, who's been out on that sort of side a little bit in this second half after he came on. So Gelhardt back on for the Tigers. Just signed today. Completed his medical yesterday. And he's back onto the field for Hull City. Welcome back, Joffy. Up the Tigers. Joe, here we go. Really hope Palmer can turn it on this season. He's such a promise. He certainly is. So what we saw last season a bit from Palmer was like one good game and then would be like maybe one bit of subpar game. Just want a bit more consistency from Palmer, and the good performances will follow from that. But Joffy is on to replace Kamara. And a few changes here for Coventry. As I believe Brandon Thomas Asante comes off for them. As they add another attacking option there. In Brow. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Number 33 for Coventry if you're following along at home. Semi Ajayi now with the ball, looking to try and get it through towards Crooks. It does eventually get to him after a failed block there by Grimes. And Darla looks to try and pick it up. It doesn't happen quite so, but Joffy gets through. Gelhardt trying to get a miracle moment in his return to Hull City. Doesn't quite happen. As he's now charging back. Does seem like he's playing this sort of right wing role. With, of course, a midfielder maybe coming over to help him when needed. But as we said in the video earlier on, Gelhardt, very versatile along the front line. He can play left wing, right wing striker. And of course, he can do a somewhat of a decent job as an attacking midfielder. It's kind of what we need at the moment. This new lad, Brow, comes on for Coventry and he gets one into the area. Just blocked away though by Hull City. It's out from Ryan Giles for a Coventry throw-in. About 8 to 9 minutes to go here at the CBS Arena. All things are even at the moment. There's more Coventry City fans joining the chat here. As things are evened up. Both teams have brought attacking recruits on to try and get a winner to start their season the right way. Sakamoto, ball just over him. And therefore Giles will have himself a throw-in on the far hand touchline. Giles just down a little bit. Maybe got a little bit of something in his leg. Sure he's fine to continue. Hopefully he is, because at the moment we don't have any depth in the full-back positions. I'm not sure who Hull City would play as a full-back. I mean, I think Akinfenwa has played a little bit of left-back in his time. So that probably would be the substitution you'd make. But it's not the substitution that you'd want to make. Hull City just working the ball up the field, working with another throw-in now for Giles to take in front of Frank Lampard. Sergei Yakirovich here in his first competitive game for Hull City. First competitive game in English football, that being. And looking with these final few moments, Hull City to grab themselves a winner. Or at least hold out and grab this key 1 point on the road against a Coventry City side that have looked quite good. And also were very close to Premier League football this season. Ball into the box, blocked away though by Hull City. Gelhardt comes charging back to help the defensive efforts. It was similar with Drama. And Crooks just forced off the field there a bit. But it will be a throw-in for Coventry. De Silva will take it very quickly. Get it into play. Both teams looking for the winning moment here. We've got quite a good end of this game to come. 6-7 minutes to be played. Ball into the box. Trying to find Sakamoto at the back post for Coventry. Coventry still with it. Lundstrom nods it away. And that'll go out of play. Coventry get themselves another throw-in. Van Iwick to take it. He won't be going long this time. He instead will not know where to play it. And eventually brings the ball in play. That one's kicked out of play there. And he'll have another chance at this one. A longer one in towards the box though for Coventry here. Rodoni with it. Hughes blocks Rodoni once again. And Hughes proving to Coventry that he's worth every bit of the price that Hull City have put on him. Semi Ajayi blocks in the area from Haji Wright, getting a shot away in goal. And Panda just has it at his feet. He'll just hold on to it for a bit and then picks it up before Haji Wright comes charging in. It's 5.5 minutes left to go at the CBS Arena. All things even at the moment. Ball in the midfield with Casey Palmer. Palmer just dances away from the few men on him. Sakamoto, one of the men. And ball now with Ollie McBurney. Offside Ollie McBurney was when he came back to help the ball keeper in the favour of Hull City. And Coventry will look to take their free kick here. They do so, trying to get things ongoing quickly. Coventry still with the ball in their possession in their defensive line, inside of their own half. Kitching now for Coventry. Both Jakirovic and Lampard on their feet. Looking for a key moment to close out this match. Panda races out quite nicely and picks up the ball inside of his area. He gets a lingering boot to the face from, I think it was Van Iwick. And he's gone down, Panda, and he's going to need some medical attention here on the field. Let's have a look at it. Van Iwick charging on. Panda picks up the ball, and a bit of a stray foot there from Van Iwick just clubs Panda in the face, and hopefully this isn't anything too serious. The medical team comes on to him, and because it is a head injury, precautionary matters will be taken here. So presumably this will take a bit of time, and it'll add on some more minutes onto this game. Of course, we had the Crooks injury earlier on, and this Palmer one now. It's going to be a bit of time holding on here. So Hull City faithful travel to Coventry, just looking on at Panda receiving the treatment on the field. This will give the managers of both sides a chance to input some last-minute tactics into their players, some last-minute words. As Panda just receives a bit of treatment. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, as I said. Yeah, Jakirovic just given a few words there to Semi Ajayi. Just trying to make sure that they see out this game right. Whether that be with a win or whether it be with a draw. Want to start the season positive. Last 10 minutes is when focus drops. EFL always is full of late goals. Certainly is, and both teams are trying to get it. Sounds like a good, clean starter. Certainly is. As a Cov supporter, I know that well. Sure you do. As Coventry are making a change here. It looks like Hull City will be making a change as well. Nathan Tinsdale. He's ready to go. And I think that might be Nathan Tinsdale, or when he comes on, it might be his league debut. Of course, Hull City youngster Nathan Tinsdale. Just searching this one up. It will be. So Nathan Tinsdale coming on to make his competitive senior debut for Hull City. Of course, that meaning his league debut as well. And we'll just wait to find out who he's coming on to replace. Might be Ndala, as he's just holding his spot against the touchline. Tinsdale, of course, grabbing a goal against Sunderland in a pre-season friendly. Quite a smart little shot that was from him. As Panda's back to his feet now. And it looks like, yes it is, Ndala off. Tinsdale on for his championship debut, his Hull City senior competitive debut. Every debut we want to call it. But Tinsdale, one of the young lads. And he's here to shine. We've talked about that this summer. The youth has the chance to shine now. We've seen it with Farrell Brown. We've seen it with Nathan Tinsdale. We've seen it with Cathal McCarthy. All three of them named on the bench. And Tinsdale is the one that's called upon. With a couple of minutes left to go here, full of regular time. And of course there will be some time still to go. Panda back to his feet as he plays one out of his hands. Long to try and find Ollie McBurney. Flicks on. Nathan Tinsdale with a chance now. He nods it into the path of himself. In towards the box to find Matt Crooks. Oh, and he just comes charging in towards Carl Rushworth. And Rushworth and Crooks looking to exchange hands here. Ollie McBurney now getting into a tuffle here with Carl Rushworth. And the former Hull City goalkeeper who was in on loan. He's got a few angry fists as Matt Crooks comes charging in to try and get a shot in. And Rushworth just came and grabbed the ball. And Rushworth wasn't happy with this one. He gets a few angry grabs on Matt Crooks. And Ollie McBurney comes in to try and rescue his player and plays his hand. And we know how vicious that Ollie McBurney can get. The referee will have a few choice words here. And this game takes another turn as Rushworth is now shouting at the referee, demanding his claim. McBurney doing the same as with Crooks just standing there. Well, this game gets a vicious turn with the effort of Crooks come charging in to try and get it. It sends Rushworth down to the decks. McBurney yellow card, Crooks yellow card, and Carl Rushworth yellow card. All three get the yellow card based on that tuffle there. But aggressions fly after Crooks going. And I mean, I'm not sure why number 15, Kitching, hasn't been brought into this as well. It seems like he was the one that sort of incited the whole incident. And he seems like he's got away scot-free there. Not a massive fan of that at all. Rushworth, of course, the former Tiger. And he's making enemies with, of course, two players that weren't at Hull City when he was there. But against the former team and against with players around him that he was on the team with last season. Well, there's 8 minutes to be played here at the CBS Arena. Rushworth will go along with the effort that he has there, the free kick. Off the back of the Crooks challenge. Anything can happen in these 8 minutes to be played of injury time. Ball out wide, looking for Tinsdale. Van Iwick just shepherd it out of play. And it'll be a throw-in for Coventry here. Did not like that whatsoever. Tinsdale. Nathan Tinsdale it is. As Semi Ajay heads it forwards. McBurney just shoved down to the deck. And he's not going to be happy about that one. But he does win a free kick. He's not put anything on it. Of course, he's on a yellow card. Got to be careful now. He has. Palmer with a little bit of a laugh with the referee there. Yeah, so Crooks, McBurney, they both got to be careful, both on the yellow cards. Of course, Crooks has had a bit of a game here. Looked like he may have been going off at one point. Now with the yellow card. In towards the box. Just headed over by Hughes. Easily claimed, though, by Carl Rushworth. And Rushworth, with a throw from his area, went right into Hull City's half. It was picked up by Drama. Didn't quite get it Coventry anywhere going. But a throw and a half that was. As Giles now has the ball on the left-hand side. In towards the area, looping. And that one easily caught there by Rushworth once again. He bowls it out this time rather than playing the ball that could... or the throw of the ball that could kill 1,000 men. It had so much power on and so much authority. Yeah. I can see more yellows at this rate for both teams. Yeah, it seems like things may have calmed down a bit. Things got diffused quite quickly. I think it was just a snap of the moment. Opening game, both teams going for trying to get their wins, to get the season going right. Of course, Coventry have a lot of aspirations for this season after narrowly missing out Premier League football last season. And Hull City looking to play underdog this season. Coventry with the ball in their defensive line. About 5 minutes or so still to be played of this injury time here at the CBS Arena. Welcome all to the stream. Welcome to joining what could be an intense final couple of minutes at the CBS Arena. Both teams looking to try and grab the winning goal. 0-0 still. It's Frank Lampard and Sergei Yakirovich. Will they match off? Of course, it's Yakierovich's first game in competitive action as Hull City manager and as an English manager. Of course, had his time over in various different European leagues, most recently in Turkey. Ball headed down by Lundstrom, only as far as Sakamoto. Sakamoto's got a little charge going down this right-hand side. He's had to come back. And now Coventry will still try and build something down this right-hand side. Grimes now has it in the midfield for them. Towards Hadji Wright, who's in the area. Dancing a little bit. Rodoni shoots. And that one's smothered easily by Ivor Panda. You can't score when there's a panda in the goal. Still time to go here for either side to grab a winner. Hull City have the right man up top to do it. And it seems like Coventry do as well with Hadji Wright. Ball played about in the midfield here. So Ollie McBurney's still offside there. So Coventry will have no problem with picking up that ball there. As they play it over the top. Meets the head of Semi Ajay. Then Crooks. Chested down though by De Silva for Coventry. Jay De Silva just tapped out of play there by Cody Drammer. And Jay De Silva now with the throw in for Coventry. Throws it in. Plays a bit of a 1-2 with Grimes there. Coventry now working the ball through some short range passes over towards the right hand side. Van Iwick to Sakamoto. Sakamoto infield. He gets a 1-2 going back towards him. Doesn't quite get it right going there, and Lundstrom come charging out, sort of forces him to play it back. Thomas to Sakamoto to Van Iwick. Blocked by Tinsdale. Palmer now has it. He's sent down to the decks, and that'll be a free kick for City as they will look to send quite a lot of players forwards. Presumably this will be a long free kick here. 2 minutes to go of the injury time that we have on the scorecard there. Of course, there'll probably be a bit more than that with the little tussle happening at the start of injury time, which took about a minute or so of that. What minute is it in? We're in the 96.5 minute. Like and subscribe and join if new. Thank you very much for that. Off core. Draw. We could see a draw here. It's certainly on that track. Loving the panda emojis. Keep them coming. As Cody Drammer in the battle down here on the right hand side to try and get an attack going here for City. Doesn't quite happen. It's Coventry looking to maybe build a bit away with it. Crooks does well to thwart Rodoni from keeping anything going, and it goes out of play. And Coventry will have themselves to throw in. Still trying to get things going, moving quickly. Hull City holding out here to try and keep this 0-0 draw here. Still, of course, with the option to score. Ball crossfield just over the head of Casey Palmer. Could have intercepted that one a bit there. Does find Thomas, who's just pushed down to the deck by Tinsdale. There's advantage played there with Sakamoto on the ball for Coventry. Into the box. Semi Ajay nods it away. Lundstrom forced to do some more as well. Doesn't quite do so. And Grimes plays it to De Silva. De Silva whipping one in towards the area. Over the head kick by Tinsdale, back into the area, headed away by Drammer, headed away by Tinsdale, headed over towards Ollie McBurney, and that will be a free kick in a bit of a dangerous area for Coventry after a bit of a head collision with Ollie McBurney and Allen of Coventry. Not sure fully why that one was a free kick. Seems to be more of a coming together of heads more than Ollie McBurney causing issue, but that's what the referee called. This could most likely be the last bit of action of the game, as we have seen past the 98 minutes that have been scheduled to be played. Of course, we do have the bit of extra time from the bit of scuffle, as I said at the start of the additional time. Good result for you, not for Cov, certainly. Come on, it'll be a draw. Hoping out for a draw here, with Kitchen and Van Iwick standing over this free kick. A little bit of the way out, but still in a dangerous area. Van Iwick now standing over the free kick. Referee just giving a few words to maybe Tinsdale, who's looking to push the line that the referee drew with his magic spray. Van Iwick shoots way over the crossbar. And I mean, if we were playing rugby, that one would have been a try. Lots of Coventry fans now leaving the stadium as just waiting for final whistle. We're in the 99th minute here. Presumably it won't be long before the final whistle is blown. As Hull City can maybe have something going with an Evo Panda goal kick. Everyone is up for City. There's pretty much no one in Hull City's half. Could most likely be the last kick of the game. If not, Hull City could have maybe something going with this ball long from Panda. It goes long, and no one will do anything because the referee blows the whistle. Full time, Hull City start their season quite nicely with a 0-0 draw against Coventry City. The same Coventry City side that could have been in the Premier League this season. They lost out on a playoff final penalty shootout a couple of months ago. And Sergei Akirovich picked up his first point as City manager. He picks up a nice, clean sheet, 0-0 draw to start Hull City's season in a positive manner. Hull City, we're in the playoffs! We'll celebrate while we can. Please shout out, I'm a big fan. Shout out to you, Joseph Booth. Shout out to you. Very, very nicely done there by City, defensively wise, and also given the opportunity to go forwards. Maybe not as clinical in front of goal as you'd like to be, but that of course will come with time, with Ollie McBurney maybe starting a game, with maybe the addition of an Akintola. We'll see what he can produce, and with more time under Yakirovich and more time to solidify, we could maybe look at a side that could be causing quite a bit of an issue in this Sky Bet Championship season. But the season continues. It's only just started, hasn't it? But fantastically done. As Hull City hold out. Oh, and Charlton Athletic won. Or Southampton won. Oh, wow. So, we'll just check the table. We might not be in the playoffs anymore, actually. We will take the point. We will take the point indeed, Mexico rolls. We are. We're still in the playoff. Everyone celebrate. We're still in the playoffs. Southampton currently top of the table. Ipswich, Birmingham, Charlton, Coventry, and then us. Actually, Charlton would be second. Yes. No, Charlton might be top actually because they won 1-0, didn't they? Oh no. Charlton second. Yeah, but Hull City are in the playoffs. There we go. It is over. It's over. A 0-0 draw. Very, very good. Very good indeed. We're 7th. What I'm seeing, we're currently... I'll just refresh it. No, yeah, we're 6th. We are currently 6th. That's what I've got. I needed Kitching to get another clearance. Is that for one of your bet builders? Unfortunately, that. I put a draw in the comments on yesterday's video. Well, there you go, James. You're the prediction maker. Seen enough Prem next season. HMS Pistol League. Here we come. Difficult opener. Happy with that, certainly. Certainly a difficult opener. We have a few maybe easier games to come now. Of course, Wrexham on Tuesday in the Carabao Cup. And then a few middle of the pack teams to play to finish out our opening month of this championship campaign. But certainly well done. Well done, excellent coverage. Cheers. Thanks. Thanks, Ray. Thanks for tuning in to the stream. I mean, thank you to Hull City for a good, solid game. 0-0, but happy with it. On the road, all you look to do is not lose. And certainly against a side like Coventry, that have had so much recent success. They've kept so much of that squad from last season, did so well. And they looked very, very strong. Hull City held out and looked equally as strong in stretches of that game. Very, very good. And Hull City, as I say again, are proving to be a side that could play dark horse in this season. It's very, very good from Hull City. Well, Well, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning into the stream. I will be now going to record my match reaction, which will be out on the channel within the next hour. So stay tuned on the channel by liking and subscribing. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for everyone to tuning into the stream. Special thanks once again to James Bunting for becoming a member of the channel. Thank you to everyone who has been subscribing and liking the stream. Hope you all have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I will see you, of course, later on with the video. Next live stream will be the Carabao Cup game against Wrexham, so stay tuned on the channel by liking and subscribing. We have good depth, we do. Clean sheet for Panda, fantastic stuff that. Keep up the great work, top channel. Thank you very much there for the lovely comments, everyone. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your weekend, a lovely rest of your Saturday, because, I mean, early kick-off, you've got the rest of your Saturday to enjoy the Hull City draw that we just witnessed. And a fantastic draw at that. It was Hull City 0, Coventry City 0. And I'll see you either in the next video or in the next live stream.